Our last conversation, I want to introduce to you to Mark Kaigwa. He is the CEO of Nendo. Nendo are a digital company who really focus on marketing and research. They have done a research in Kenya that really shows how every single sector has taken a different turn and how technology is playing a role in making sure those sectors stay afloat. Mark, it's great to see you. Thank you for making time. I was looking through your PDF research that you were able to do. Definitely very many sectors within our own here in Kenya that have taken a little turn, and how technology has played that role. For example, education, I saw that on your research. Kenyans are now doing more of online classes.
Yes, that's right, Zinzi. Really happy to be here. I think what I'd say is that yes, we've had to, almost by force shift a lot of things online. So as you've said, Nendo, with our research and marketing work, put this out a couple months ago, really just to give people a view of what was happening and what trends to expect. So now we have a couple months in, and we've seen what education looks like. So you have 4, 5, 6, 7-year-olds who are spending a lot of their time on Zoom or Google Meet or Teams or Skype. And it's a challenge. I mean, just to deliver that sort of learning through a screen for people of that age. You also have university students, for example, the University of Nairobi, with just conversations that happened this week about, can we, in the more rural areas outside of the major cities, get the connectivity to sit exams or to sit in for lectures? And so at both ends of the spectrum, really, we're seeing a society grappling with what it means to take skills through screens. And it's not as easy as we may have thought or expected. And that's not just for here. Even in the US, you have the Wall Street Journal, who published a big piece this last week about how even there, from college to entry-level kindergartens, it's quite a challenge just the world over. So with that particular sector, we've seen at least people removing the barrier of bundles. So now you don't have to necessarily pay mobile data to access, and that's with partners such as Longhorn and Shupavu from Menez Education, amongst others.
Right.
But even then, it's been quite a challenge.
What are you seeing when it comes to travel websites?
Yeah, so for travel websites, for us, we've just seen a significant dip. This is the world over. So if you're looking at flights, obviously that one speaks for itself. The president announced that the international travel restrictions stay in place, and we have, the cessation of movement in the county. So you have that, in a way, just meaning that no one can travel. People are booking. Some people are waiting to know when there'll be the ability to travel outside. But we've never seen levels this low, at least as far as the number of visits and searches for these sorts of travel websites and airline booking websites as far as we've seen.
Right. Let's move on to connectivity, because a lot of Kenyans have definitely been online this past 3 to 4 months, staying inside. What have you been able to see on that front? Can Kenya's bandwidth pressure withhold all of this connectivity that Kenyans are doing during this time online because of COVID-19?
Well, the world over, we've seen that actually be the key issue. So I think the Kenya Internet Exchange Point is starting to just bear that burden of all of the traffic there. And so when we speak to just different players across the spectrum, from those providing home internet to others, the amount of bandwidth being consumed has risen significantly. So even I think Safaricom CEO, Mr. Nendo, said how, I think Netflix there had increased fourfold, and that was about a month and maybe a half ago that he mentioned that in one of their press releases. So across every network, we're seeing that. And so the bandwidth and the consumption of Kenyans is growing, but that's being limited in some ways by the ability to connect. So, if I have, this less disposable income, but still want to stay connected, I'm going to really have to manage my megabytes. So that's one part that people maybe might not, be taking for granted, that you and I are having a video call conversation now. So generally, I'd say that if you're looking at Viusasa, you're looking at video streaming websites, YouTube, and certainly even Facebook, they've both seen multi-million basically Kenyan increases in their monthly active users for both of those platforms.
Right.
And certainly I think Viusasa is experiencing downloads, particularly because they've also removed the data bundle barrier that was there before, and that's making a big difference.